Building your credit score, even from zero, is honestly not that hard, should be completely free, and if done correctly, should not take that long. But there are so many different credit cards and so many different opinions about those products, so today let's break down the top 5 best beginner credit cards based solely on your ability to get that card, the rewards that they offer, and of course, how quickly they will help you build your credit score. Alright, let's jump right into it. What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So if you haven't noticed, I kind of have an obsession with credit cards, and we've looked at a lot of different products here on the channel. But somehow, I have never made a clear-cut and simple top 5 list of the best beginner credit card products, and regardless of whether you're starting from zero or you have an amazing 850 credit score, we all had to start from somewhere. So what are the best financial tools to get started with? Well, coming in at number 5, or number 1, depending on who you ask, is a product that is talked about by pretty much everyone when it comes to beginner credit cards, and that's actually a product that was my very first credit card personally, and that would be the Discover It credit card. Now, there are a ton of different versions of this card, including a standard cashback card, a student version, a secured credit card, a travel option, and several others. And while I have heard people say things like if you're starting from zero, then you have to get the secured credit card, I can tell you from firsthand experience that that actually is not true. Now, I am not saying that if you have no credit history at all that you will definitely get approved for the standard Discover Cashback credit card, but I do know that when I was 18 years old and had absolutely no credit history, I applied for the regular Cashback Discover It card, and somehow, for whatever reason, I was approved. Now, if you don't know, a secured credit card means that you basically have to put money up front in order to get that card. So, for example, you would give the credit card company $500, and they would give you a secured credit card that would have a limit of $500. And that way, since you're brand new to credit, say you went off and spent $500 and didn't pay back the credit card company, well, that's really fine because they would just keep your money and that would be the end of it. So obviously, you can see why a secured credit card would be a more likely option for someone who's brand new to credit. But again, I would say don't sell yourself short with something like this. I'd say go ahead and apply for the regular cashback credit card, see if you get approved, and you can always walk it back and work your way down to some of those other options like the student or secured versions of the Discover It card. But across the board, the Discover It is a pretty fantastic product, and at the moment, the standard cashback credit card is going to give you 5% cashback on certain rolling categories that include things like Target, Amazon, PayPal, and a bunch of other places where you likely already spend money. Now, that 5% cashback is capped at $1,500 in purchases each quarter, meaning the most you could earn would be $75 per quarter or $300 for the entire year. But outside of that 5% cashback, you're also going to earn 1% unlimited cashback on all of your other purchases, and that is, again, unlimited, and right now Discover is also going to match all of the cashback that you earn in your first year at the end of your first year, which basically means that you're going to get 10% cashback on those rolling categories and 2% back on everything else, and that is pretty awesome. I know for me, I earned just shy of $600 in cashback in my first year with the Discover It credit card, and having that card meant that at the end of my first year, they gave me another $600 in cashback, which is pretty insane if you think about it. This card also has no annual fee, Discover's customer service is amazing and honestly is second to none, and as long as you use this card properly and pay it off on time, you should have no problem at all earning some awesome cashback rewards and building a fantastic credit score in a relatively short period of time. And I know that for me personally, I was able to go from 0 to well over 700 in terms of my credit score within like 6 months. So if you are just getting started, then you definitely want to check out this option, which again is the Discover It credit card. Coming in at number 4 is not a specific product, but rather a new type of product that has recently emerged, and that would be credit builder cards. We've taken a look at a few of these different products here on the channel, including things like the Chime credit builder card, the Varo Believe credit builder, and there's also companies like Extra whose entire product lineup is built around credit builder products. And while some have slight advantages and differences between them, in my experience, they all pretty much function in the exact same way, and that's why I decided not to pick out one specific credit builder product, but instead just put in general, credit builders might be a good product to look at for you. Now again, all of these work a little bit differently sometimes, but in general, these basically work by preloading the credit builder card. You then use that card like you would with any other credit or debit debit card, and then that money that you already set aside is going to be used to pay off that product. And when you pay it off, that's going to go down as an on-time payment, which is obviously very good for your credit history and credit score. And because you are paying off the card before you actually make the purchase, that means that it is literally impossible to go into debt. There's no possible way to accrue interest, and in general, this is just a fantastic way to build credit if you haven't established those healthy spending habits with traditional credit card products. Plus, remember that your on-time payment history is the most important factor when calculating your credit score, and that means that this is going to help you increase your credit score really quickly. Now, the downside is that these products usually don't offer any kind of rewards or cash back, and if they do, they usually aren't nearly as good as standard credit card products. But again, if you are brand new to credit cards and you either cannot get approved for a line of credit, or maybe you're just fearful of misusing a traditional credit card, then something like a credit builder product might be a fantastic option for you. And again, I have reviewed a few of these products on my channel, so definitely check those out as well. Coming in at number 3 is another card that I have talked about a lot here on the channel that isn't necessarily a beginner credit card product if you're starting from zero, I'll say, but it is definitely in that intermediate range and can help take your credit score to the next level. And that would be the very popular Apple credit card. Now again, I want to clarify that Apple does clearly say that you need a score in the mid 600s in order to get approved for this card, and as embarrassing as it is to admit, I'll be completely open and honest with you, I actually have been denied from the Apple card 2 separate times, despite the fact that I have a score in the high 700s. Now obviously there are other factors that they take into account when approving or denying your application, and I will say that it all worked out and I am very happy with the cards that I now use in my day-to-day spending, but I did just want to share that with you because even if you have a really good credit score, you may still get denied if you don't meet some of those other metrics that they oftentimes look at when you apply. So again, not necessarily a beginner credit card product depending on your situation, but very popular nonetheless, and that's because not only does this integrate beautifully with products like the Apple Watch and your iPhone, but it's currently going to give you 3% cash back on all Apple Store purchases, including the App Store and music stores, 2% cash back on all purchases when you use Apple Pay, and 1% back on all other purchases. And you can also get that 3% cash back at select merchants like ExxonMobil and Panera, among others. And just like all of the other products that we've talked about in today's video, the Apple credit card has no annual fee. Now, this product is backed by Goldman Sachs because obviously Apple is not a bank, and we've talked about some of the moral and ethical issues that I have with Goldman Sachs in previous videos, but that's really outside the scope of today's video. But the biggest allure with this particular product is the fact that, number one, it's one of the only free credit cards that is metal, and yes, that is important to some people, but number two, as I previously mentioned, it integrates beautifully with the iPhone and other Apple products, and the user interface is just really intuitive and easy to use and learn. So if you are a huge Apple nerd like myself, then the Apple card is definitely a product worth checking out. Coming in at number 2 is actually the second credit card that I personally got after the Discover It card, and this is one of the newest products on today's list, and that would be the new SoFi credit card. You probably know the drill at this point, but I have talked about this product in several different videos, so if you want some more in-depth information on the SoFi credit card, then definitely check those out as well. But I love my SoFi credit card, and that's because it keeps it really simple, and it's just going to give you 2% unlimited cash back on all of your purchases, and that's really it. It also has no annual fee, but the real differentiator with this product is that it allows you to redeem your cashback points, not only directly for cash into your SoFi money accounts, but you can also use it to invest in fractional shares for stocks and ETFs, buy cryptocurrencies, pay down your credit card balance, and even use it to pay off eligible SoFi loans. And the fact that you're able to use your cash back for all of those different things is really unique and helps set this product apart from the crowd. 2% unlimited cash back is really great, but I will say that it is certainly not unmatched in the market, especially with products like the Citi Double Cash Card. But while this isn't necessarily a beginner credit card product, you may still be able to get approved with little to no credit if you meet some of those other metrics that, again, they often look at when looking at your credit card application. So this definitely falls in the category of go ahead and apply if you want to get this product, see what happens, and then you can always look for alternatives if necessary. And lastly, coming in at number 1 for the best beginner credit card products is one that is probably going to come as a surprise to some of you, and that would be the Chase Freedom Flex Card. Now, I want to make it clear that I'm not necessarily saying that this is absolutely the #1 best beginner product, because everyone's financial situation and financial needs are completely different. But the newer Flex card from Chase has some really great benefits, and in my research, seems to be easier to get approved for than something like the bigger brother, the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. So the Freedom Flex card is currently going to give you a $200 cash bonus when you spend just $500 in the first 3 months, as well as 5% cash back on all gas station purchases for your first year. You also get 5% cash back on up to $1,500 in purchases for certain bonus categories, just like the Discover It card, 5% back on travel purchases made through the Chase Unlimited reward system, 3% cash back on dining and restaurants, including takeout and delivery services, 3% back on drugstores, and 1% back on all other purchases. This card also has no annual fee, comes with a ton of other protections and benefits through Chase that usually only come with higher-end paid credit card options. So again, this is one of those products that might be a toss-up in terms of getting approved if you are starting from zero, but again, go ahead and apply, see what happens, and you can always figure out another option if you need to. But I feel it's important to remind you here that when I say a beginner credit card product, even if you are starting from zero, they look at other metrics like your income, for example. So maybe you're just rebuilding bad credit, or you're starting from zero and you don't have a good credit score, but if you have a really consistent and solid income, or you meet some other metrics that they often look at, then you might still be able to get approved for some of these more intermediate credit card products. So the fact that the Freedom Flex card is free and not only gives you that really awesome sign-up bonus, which none of the other products that we talked about today have, but also gives you some insane cashback benefits, means that if you're able to get approved, this is definitely a product worth checking out. So there you have it. That is my top 5 best beginner credit card list heading into 2022. And I'll again reiterate that building a great credit score from zero does not need to be overly complicated, does not need to cost you anything, considering every product on today's list is completely free, and it really should not take you that long. So I would love to know what your favorite beginner credit card product currently is, and why you feel that is the best option for someone who is just getting started with their credit journey. As always, if you did get value out of this content and you want to help support me, the easiest way to do that is actually by checking out some of my favorite financial tools down in the description below, including one offer from the Point Cashback Debit Card that'll currently give you $100 when you open your account and make your first purchase, so be sure to check that out using the link down below. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future, and of course, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it so much. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.